Alrighty, today we're going to look at Talisha Gedola. Last time we looked at Talisha Ketana, which has some of the same information we have here just because they are similar tropes, but you're going to get a little bit of review that way. So Talisha Ketana from last time, its fixed position is on the left. It sounds like Talisha Ketana, just throwing that in there. Talisha Gedola, its fixed position is always going to be at the top of the word on the far right. There is no other place it can be. I'm going to sing it now, and then I'll sing it with the example on the page. Talisha Gedola. Again, slower. Talisha Gedola. Talisha Gedola. Now, with the example, it would sound like rock. So you can see that we have a little bit of a tail that we can play with, and because rock has one syllable, all we need is the little bit that looks like a mountain in the dot map. Last time we went over what to do when we saw Talisha Ketana with two of the same trope on one word and hyphens. The rules for Talisha Gedola are the same, and I'm going to walk you through them on the next slides. Don't be nervous. It's very simple. Once you've practiced it a few times, it'll be very easy. Now, when you have two of the same trope over a word, under a word, etc., one is your fixed position, which is going to be easy to spot because it will always go where it's supposed to. So for Talisha Gedola, it's always going to be at the far right. The other trope is going to be your accent mark. And all this does is move the emphasis and the accent of the trope to a different syllable. So we have uvnechem. So we have our trope, Talisha Gedola. So because Talisha Gedola is over chem in uvnechem, we can even practice it without the trope as uvnechem. That's where our accent, our emphasis is falling. So with Talisha Gedola, it becomes uvnechem. And that's all that is to it. Now, what if a word has a Talisha Gedola and a hyphen? Well, first we have to remember that we have the same trope mark twice, once for the fixed position and once for the accent. Next, let's find our accent trope. Because the fixed position of Talisha Gedola is always at the far right at the top of the word, the accent trope for a hyphenated word with Talisha Gedola will always be the one on the left. So in this pair on this word, etna shav, we know that the accent falls on shav because it's the only place it can fall because it's the mark on the left. So by default, this makes the mark on the right, if you're looking at it through this process of elimination, this makes the mark on the right the fixed position. So now, how do we chant it? So don't worry, this is a lot simpler than it seems. All you do is chant the word as if the fixed position were at the far right of the hyphenated word. So if you look at the image, we have etna shav, and I have in gray the original correct position of the trope, but I've moved it in black over to et so that you can see and pretend that that's where it's supposed to be. So we chant it as et nashav, but it would still be et nashav, even if the trope were over the na. All right, let's move on to another example. We have kol hanefesh. We chant it like this. Kol hanefesh. And we know it's nefesh, or kol hanefesh without the music, because the accent trope, the one on the left, is over the nun. So the thing, again, that trips people up is they see the two marks and they see that they're in the middle of the word and they panic and think, oh my goodness, where does the accent go? Where does the trope begin? But we know that Tilisha Gedolah always begins at the far right, at the top of the word. So all we've done is placed an accent, and then we just start singing the beginning of the trope. It's die, 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 die. So, kol hanefesh. Let's look at another example. Here we have sha'al ha'ish. So, where does our accent go? Over the ish. Our fixed position is on the ha, but we sing it as if it began over the shal because it really doesn't change anything. So we have sha'al ha'ish. The only thing that the hyphen does is lengthen the beginning part of the trope that isn't getting that emphasis, that accent that looks like a mountain in the dot map. It's just sha'al ha'ish. So here you can see all the hyphen does is lengthen the part of the trope in the beginning, at least until Isha Gedolah, where the notes are all the same. So if you look at the dot map, I've tried to match the purple dots up to the syllables. So we have ve'avdecha va'ama, and then techa, ve'avdecha va'amatecha. Because all we're doing is making the da 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 da. That's all we're doing. We're just making that bit longer. The bit with the accent isn't changing. And that's how you deal with the hyphens and the extra trope. So now we'll get into our practice examples. Tilisha Gedolah lachem. Tilisha Gedolah Re'eh. Tilisha Gedolah ki remember in the beginning how we were focusing on a word that only had 2 syllables, like the last 2 examples I just sang. And I mentioned that you didn't need all of the tail. You only needed like one of the purple dots and then the mountain part. So with key, all you need is the accent, quote unquote, mountain looking triangle thing. Key. Telisha Gdola. I'm going to pause and give you a second to try it on your own, and then I'll sing it. Lo etein Telisha Gdola V'yadecha Now remember we had rock before? Let's take a look at it again. And remember, all we need is the little bit that looks like a triangle or a mountain or whatever you want to call it. Telisha Gdola Rak Telisha Gdola Ad Telisha Gdola Anochi Telisha Gdola V'ra'ita Telisha Gdola Lavo Telisha Gdola Adonai Telisha Gdola Kechol Telisha Gdola Yaakov Telisha Gdola Rivka Telisha Gdola Kimat Telisha Gdola Vayavo. Since we have another hyphenated one again, I'm going to sing the trope and then I'll give you a second to try the whole thing together yourself, and then I'll sing it all together. Tili Shagdola. El Hagar. Tili Shagdola. Ha'eved. Tili Shagdola. V'kamu. Tili Shagdola. Diber. Tili Shagdola. Vizot. Tili Shagdola. Haparot. Tili Shagdola. Na. All right, I'm going to give you a second just to sing the trope by yourself, and then I'll sing it one more time for you. Tili Shagdola. Good job.